Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today we're doing another reaction to a band I'm actually really excited about because I've heard everything up until this point. It's Slaughter to Prevail. This comes from my Russian brethren. For those that don't know, I was born in Russia in the Northern Caucasus, and I've always been proud of any kind of Russian heavy metal band that comes out because our metal scene is not known to be the biggest one in the world. And there's a couple bands I like, Grabovaya Doska, Aria, like the classics that are like Master. But Slaughter to Prevail is probably the most prominent Russian band in the recent years because, first of all, they utilize social media to kind of really get their message across. And not to mention, Alex is just such a beast with the fucking growls and the kind of death metal vocals and his covers that he has on his YouTube channel, that it was hard to miss this band overall. I'm really excited to actually review the album. Without any further ado though, I want to get into the reaction of this song. And I know there's a visual tribute to the manga creator of Berserk, which is an awesome manga and anime, which I did watch an anime when I was younger. But any further ado, come on, let's get into the song. Guts. You know, I forgot to mention, even like the name of the song is really fun. I'm not going to translate it because it's cursing in there, but it's like you can hear what I always loved about Slaughter to Prevail. It's death metal, hardcore, you know, like all these elements combined, all the logical stuff combined that we can kind of break down and put them into boxes. But something you can't put into a box, they got the Russian fucking attitude. They just have it. And I can't explain what I mean by that. It's like when I saw them in interviews, I saw them doing like a vlog of the album. I'm like, yeah, these guys are like legit. This is like somebody, when I'm speaking to my brother or I'm speaking to any Russian speaking person my age or something like that, I can relate automatically. These are like the guys that I know from down the block from school when I was back in Russia. Yeah, and it also makes me realize I can't tell death metal vocals in Russian either. I hear some single words in there being thrown in. I'm trying to understand what he's singing about, but obviously Alex doesn't take himself way too seriously despite doing really hardcore music like this, right? And the one thing I remember first listening to, like Demolisher and Baba Yaga, it threw me off a little bit. I was like, what the fuck am I listening to? It was just like so crazy, so much going on. And I came from this, like, you know, old school death metal background where it had this craziness, but they kind of break structure almost in their songs because they just kind of do whatever the hell they want, so to say, you know? I've noticed with most of the Slaughter to Prevail songs, it usually takes me multiple listens to get into. Like Demolisher, I remember it took me a couple listens to get into, but once I got in and I started hearing like the rhythms they were creating, and first of all, the drummer, I'm sorry, I don't know his name. He's fucking insane. This dude is insane. But it's also, he's not the only one, you know, he's not like the shining example of the band. They're all shining. They're all going hard on the song together. And you can definitely see like the talent of the band shining through. I'm sorry guys, I was laughing because there's a part in the song where he goes like, stop talking shit, and then you see all the scenes where Guts is just slicing everybody up and tearing everybody limb from limb. Yeah, and I believe that he's a fan of Berserk. I mean, at the same time, it's kind of right up our alley, right? For any metalhead fantasy or like bloody fantasy anime, it's right up our alley. You know what it is? I guarantee if I ever get to talk to him ever, there's humor in the music, and you might not pick up on it right away when he's doing it, but there's 100% that you can see their sense of humor shining through in the seriousness of their music. Just the name, the song ZAVALI EBALO is just like yeah, and it's what I mentioned before. It's the attitude. It's totally the Russian attitude. It's totally, I sense it, despite the fact, like, I was 8 years old when I came to United States, and I basically grew up here, but I speak fluently in Russian. You know, my family's Russian, everybody basically around me. So it's like I've maintained my culture from Russia, and I maintained that kind of yearning from there, and to see something from there, especially when it comes from heavy metal, because we're huge fans. Russians are fucking huge metal fans. So much so, I think to this day, the largest concert, heavy metal concert ever given was in Russia in 1993, Monsters of Rock, when it was AC/DC, Pantera, and Metallica together. And it was estimated 1.7 million people. I remember I was too little to go, but my brothers were old enough, and our parents just wouldn't let them go because everybody was so afraid of metalheads. And of course, that concert alone was just insane. I think like 2 or 3 people died because cops beat them to death. They thought it was like a revolution going on, you know? I'm sure a lot of people seen the reactions of Pantera Domination and Metallica, Master of Puppets, and that particular concert, and all the swarms of people, just nothing but sweat and like vapor flying up in the air. So that just kind of to prove the point, we are huge fans, and it's nice to see the music industry, at least for heavy metal, starting to rise up, because they play a lot of poppy shit in Russia that I'm sure he is and I'm fucking sick of. Yeah, this was dope. It's not, I'll tell you, you know, I'll be honest, I don't want to bullshit anybody either. I do like Demolisher so far the most out of the songs that I've heard. Baba Yaga is one of those things, like, the more I listened to it, the more I started enjoying it. And I'm really excited for the new album, or I believe it's their first real, like, full-length album. I'm not sure myself, but I'm going to be looking forward to it. I'll do a review actually on this channel for it, just to see. It's not, the thing is, it's not in the sphere of what I like to listen to. I do like my death and speed metal. I do like my black metal. Not usually a big fan of metalcore, hardcore, or these kinds of weird things that they're really doing, like with this particular band. But for some reason, I like it. I don't know how to explain it. There's some metalcore bands I like. There's some hardcore bands I like. Just like, you know, like something that defies your own logic, and you just gravitate towards. Yeah, I like this. I think this was dope. And the fact, I think I'm slightly biased towards too, because I just feel Motherland as I'm listening to, as well as Berserk homage. I mean, it's kind of a trifecta for me right there. And hopefully guys, you enjoyed this reaction, and if you did, make sure to subscribe down below for more, and be looking forward out to the when the album comes out. Was it August 13th? I'll do a review on that as well. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and just keep it metal out there.